So once again, good evening, everyone. My name is Sued Laskar. So I head the sales and institutional partnerships at Admissify. So we are a premium alumni admissions team, helping students finding the right universities with scholarship assistance globally. So today here we are to find out what exactly Europe has provide us the options and what are the opportunities available as an Indian student and what are the myths how cheap or how expensive it is to study in Europe. So we'll be discussing regarding few of the points. So this webinar majorly will cover around majorly around Europe, the destinations, the potential or the very popular destinations you can talk about, or the finest of Europe's economy and the various scholarships, especially focusing on primarily on the destinations Germany, France, and Italy, which has become very popular over the years with the current government and the governments working very closely with each other to promote the international education destinations. We'll also be sharing regarding few of our success stories, few of the 100 students that we have sent over the years with 100% scholarships and who are doing very well in their respective fields and where we all can think about this opportunity to apply once or give it a try. What are the opportunities available for us? So we all know European Union consists of 27. Now it has become to 29 member countries all across the Europe, such as countries majorly known as one of them prime country as a Germany, then comes Czech Republic, Greece, France, Italy, Spain, and so on. It keeps on going on. Every country is nowadays providing education, has become an education hub for each of all of us. So we have a lot of Indian students are in staying or promoting or learning a lot of different programs from all of these countries. It is you like UK, like United States of America, like Australia, like Canada, European Union, together with 28 countries, has its own unique traditions, cultures, foods, and festivals, which itself makes it a unique opportunity for Indians for us to go and settle down there. We were earlier the more popular destinations were always the United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. But today, a lot of Indian students, especially from the South Asia countries like Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Thailand, these all South Asian countries, people are looking forward to study in the European destinations, especially Germany as one of the prime destinations. It as I was saying on my discussions that UNESCO also has in its statistics report stated that some of the popular international destinations for international students is majorly now in Europe. As I have named few of the countries such as Germany, Spain, Italy, France, Holland, now known as Netherlands, few of the countries. Earlier, we always had the thinking that we only can go to the countries like the countries which are always available for us, or very few people promoting the destinations which today I am talking about: Germany, Spain, Italy, France, and Netherlands. So the major strategic initiatives and academic excellence has Europe make its own unique opportunity for all of us. Today, we are seeing that every day people are inquiring more about the European countries regarding the scholarship opportunities, regarding the research prospects, what they can learn, what they can go and grow in themselves, where they can go and settle down themselves. It's all because Europe is welcoming open armly for all the Indian students to go and settle down in that, because the number of ratio of people of the young age is very minimal than to compare to the old age people. It is one major reason why Europe has opened these institutions for international students. As well as we all know about the demand and supply. The institutions or the industry requires a lot of manpower to run its organizations. That is one of the most important thing why Indians are getting attracted towards the European destinations. How many of us know that even in the sorry hello how many of us know that even the QS world ranking, which is one of the most popular major world ranking, which provides rankings to the Indian international institutions, of them 483 universities of the Europe are in the top ranked universities, top 1,000, you can say, where they're providing good amount of scholarships to the international students, good learning, good environment in terms of safety and security, as well as easy migration from one country to another. The word Schengen visa is termed as one common visa, where even if you have a visa of one country, you can still access to all the remaining countries and go and settle down and work in the remaining countries. This is one of the major advantages for any international student, wherever he or she goes to study, to pursue his or her higher studies, whether it is in Germany, Netherlands, Malta, Spain, Italy, any country. If you go and pursue your higher education, you are provided with a work opportunity to stay back in the country. And even if you don't think of staying back in the same country where you have pursued your higher education, you can still move to a different country and work there, finding the right job for yourself. This is one biggest advantage for any international student, to easily move around to the 28 countries, including the home country where you have pursued your higher education. We all know some of the very popular networking, IT, or even the engineering companies are based out in Europe. Some of the renowned European-based companies, which we all know, Cisco in our daily-day networking affairs, or Salesforce, Deloitte, ANSYS, MasterCard, more popularly known as our money cards, right? And obviously the Airbus. So by the term Airbus, we can also know as an engineering company, which every year recruits more than 78,000 freshers for the different locations based out of Europe. So as from my first initial discussion, I said today we are like to open an eye opener for all of us, that we can do a bit more research individually to more in details about that. Yes, United States of America, Canada, UK, and Australia has always been a popular destination. We are also helping students finding the right scholarships. But apart from them, 1/3 of the expense of these countries, you can still study in Europe, which is even half the expense of Indian institutions. And one biggest advantage is that the recent QS World Ranking, which states the Indian institutions, the nearest rank in the world is 118, which means an Indian student, an academically strong, who he or she is facing difficulty in getting an admission, still can easily get an access to any of the top 100 universities of the world, of which at least 35 to 40 universities are in top 100 of the universities of the world from the European destination. So you should start thinking about it. If I am putting an effort to study in the India's top premium institutions, what are the other possibilities which are bestowed upon myself, and I can try for myself, and at least give a try by studying free of cost even in Europe. So as when we talk about Europe, in everyone's mind, it comes about the destination Germany. Yes, Germany itself is known as a land of opportunities. Why? Because the quality of education and the labor market quality, the standard of the labor market. By the term labor market, it means the facilities that are being provided to the Indian students when they are in Germany, work possibilities to settle down after completing their qualifications. We all know that Germany provides free education. That is one term which has made it a very popular destination, especially for Indian students. Because the moment we Indians hear the word free, we try to start doing research in Google by ourselves, asking our friends and well-wishers, is it really true? Yes, it's very true. If you can study completely free of cost, or at least half the expenses, what you spend or invest in the education while pursuing your higher education in India by doing an BBA, BCom, in BTech engineering, BSc computer science, BSc mathematics, fashion designing, any program. Germany, the tuition fees at undergrad level is completely free of cost if you have some proficiency level of the local language. There are some entry requirements which can be discussed on a one-to-one basis, which we can help you out in details when we can connect on a one-to-one basis to more know about the Germany as a destination. But still, if someone wants to pursue his or her higher education from Germany, because Germany has one of the most world-class institutions, top-class research institutions, and the best thing about is that the tuition fees of this world-class institution lies between 100 to 350 or maximum 1,000 euros. It means nothing more than 80,000 rupees per semester or per year, which makes Germany one of the reasons for being one of the most favorite destinations for Indian students. Also, a lot of public transport facilities are also freely accessible and available for international students. Accommodations also the far more cheaper than being getting settled down in the metro cities of India. We all know that how expensive it is to get settled down in Bangalore, Pune, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata. These all cities where even if you go for a higher studies, what is the expense we are going to spend there, and the comparatively Germany is still cheaper than to study in India. What are the prospects that we want to know? Is it worth it to go to Germany and pursue a higher education? First and the foremost advantage is that Germany is providing you work permit opportunity by letting you to look out for jobs for another 2 years or approximately 18 months after your completion of your higher education. So even during your higher education, either you are doing a bachelor's or master's program in Germany, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week, where you can earn at least 15 to 20 euros per hour, which means approximately 90,000 to 1 lakh rupees per month. You can start earning while you are pursuing your education. On completion of your program, the German government has a labor market law, which means any candidate where he or she plans to study in Germany, work in Germany, can easily be accessible to a minimum wage of 24,000 per annum package euros, which means in Indian currency, if I say bare minimum 21 lakhs, if you are more than 23 years of age when you complete your education. A lot of top popular companies, especially in field of engineering, logistics and supply chain management, in terms of social welfare development, in terms of research, a lot of companies have big bases in Germany, which itself makes a big job market and one of the strongest economy in the world, and especially in the Europe. When we talk about Germany, there are officially 500 plus recognized institutions in 165 towns and cities across the Germany. They are being distributed among 3 regions, 3 types. One is a technical or technicia university. Second is the University of Applied Sciences, or you can say the Polytechnic Institutions of India, like, or third is the College of Art, Film, or the private universities being run alongside the government and the private companies. The Technische University mostly move around the engineering programs. Yes, they do have management courses also, and they have their specific entry requirements. So the students at their bachelor's level have more than 70%. They can look forward to apply easily to these German technical universities to be eligible and be able to study at completely free of cost or completely negligible compared to the Indian institution expenses. The applied sciences are more focused towards the job market. They train you, they equip you how to get ready for the job market immediately on the course completions. So technical and applied sciences, more or less similar universities, very less tuition fees is involved. For colleges of art, film and music and the private universities, yes, there is tuition fees involved, but still it's minimal compared to the Indian private universities or even the number of top ranked universities of India. So any students where he or she is planning for even an MBA or a master's program in India, he or still can see that I can study half the expenses by studying in Germany at the same qualifications. By having a work opportunity, which is a return of investment for themselves, while studying, they can work part-time also for themselves. I will not go bit details about that. This is just a rough idea how many amount of just few we have noted down and mentioned about the scholarships, which are easily accessible and where international students are eligible to apply for the scholarships. These are few of the scholarships, just few I'm naming it down, right? Some of them DART scholarship programs, Henry Ball Foundation, Erasmus scholarship program, Frankfurt School of Finance and Management scholarships, but it is all about early applications. We all students or the international students always start planning for their higher education when it is only 2 months or 3 months left. This is one of the biggest mistake every Indian student does, where they do not start planning at least 1 year ahead while going to study in that destination. So when we are doing a one-to-one session in detail, we'll be helping you with the scholarship applications. What are the informations? What are the deadlines? What are the eligibility requirements? What are the essays? What are the motivation letters to be written and to be provided to the universities? All will be provided in the details. I have shared here a few of the very popular programs in Germany, which usually students are nowadays going to pursue their programs, especially in the field of engineering, business management, humanities and art, computer science and IT, of course, social sciences, law, psychology, medicine and dentistry, and architecture programs. So any students who is interested in any of the programs can at least give himself or herself a try to try in any of these programs, to apply or at least to give test himself or herself how strong is my profile to find an easy admit in the German destination, right? So this is a normal German visa flowchart, which giving a rough idea. If you're going to study in any of the technical or the public universities, the tuition fees won't be more than 500 euros, which is something around only 50,000 rupees. Plus, we need to show just the living expenses while we apply for the visa. So practically, you only show 10 lakhs in your account via education loan, where we also help the students in getting a free education loan from different banks of the government, provincialized or the private banking sectors, in getting this block account to be shown, or plus the tuition fees, which is just 500 to 1,000 euros. So I'll pass on to my colleague, Manashri. So we'll take you around France, one of the most beautiful nations. And I think, Manashri, you are there, right?
Hi, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Yes. So it's all yours. So you can give a bit information regarding France to all of us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, students, I hope the session is going good and you guys are clearing all your doubts. And if you have any further queries and questions, you can drop down the same on the chat box and we will get back to you at the end of the session. So, let us begin with France, a very beautiful destination in terms of one of the best tourist spot in the entire world, because we already know Europe is itself a very beautiful destination. So now let us move to the educational background and the educational history of France. What the country holds for us, what are the advantages, what are the positive attributes of the country. As we already know, France is one of the most strongest country in terms of their economy. Paris being its capital, France stands in the world's seven largest economically strong nation, and it is also ranked in the top 50s and top 100 for the top destination of tourists along with their educational facilities. So now when we talk about France, the most popular destination that comes into our mind is Paris, and we start linking the country to fashion or to brand management or to industries related to designing and cultural heritage, or historical monuments and all this sort of thing. But we always skip out and we always miss out the point that France has always been standing very strong in terms of their business schools. So if students, you already know that the top business schools in the world are accredited by three accreditation bodies from different parts of the world. So the first one is the Association to Advance Collegiate School of Business, which is a accreditation body from the United States of America. The second is the EMBA, Association of MBAs, that comes from the United Kingdom. And third is the EQUIS, EFMD, Quality Improvement System, which comes and is a statutory body from Belgium. So these three statutory bodies, they provide accreditation to different business schools throughout the world. So in 2023, we stand with 125 universities of triple accreditation, among which France has the highest number of triple accredited business school. Yes, you heard me right. France stands at the highest number of universities which have this triple accreditation, and a few of them are like, Audencia Nantes Burgundy School of Business, then Cage Business School, Montpellier Business School, Neoma Business School. All these business schools have the triple accreditation from different parts of the body, stating that if any of the student completes their education from this accredited business school, their degree will be accepted throughout the world. You do not have to worry anything in regards of finding a proper job, finding a proper settlement throughout the world in any part or any destination. Now, coming ahead, 25% of the schools are ranked among the 100 in the Financial Times of the France as a country, and more than 1700 plus programs are taught in English. So it is ultimately a top destination for an English taught program. Along with that, we the school and the universities also provide best management programs and the best research facilities for any of the students going there to complete their higher studies. So let us come to the top cities that are included in France. Definitely first being Paris, then comes Lyon, then comes Dijon, then comes Toulouse. All these cities are very popular in terms of touristy destination, and also in terms of the public universities that are ranked usually in the top 100 of the entire QS world ranking. Now, if I talk about why a student should choose France as a destination, one and the most major point already being discussed is that they have the highest number of business schools, which has a proper accreditation from different parts of the body with the three most priority accrediting bodies. Along with that, France also provides a wonderful opportunity for the students to go without an English proficiency test. Yes, without an English proficiency test, if a student has a good score in their class 12th English paper, if they can arrange a medium of instruction, then easily with all these documents, you can easily get into the top business schools and top public universities without the failure of passing IELTS or TOEFL. This is a very wonderful and advantageous point. So now coming ahead with the post study work visa, with the undergraduate program, and with the master's program. So any student going to France will have to complete their undergraduate program for 3 years. After that, you will be provided with a 90 days of duration, where if you are capable enough, if you have a proper networking zone, if you have done your research very well, your marks are great to the point. I'm not saying that you will have to score 90% or above of that, but if you have done your education strategically, if you have learned the skills and the asset that is being taught to you during your duration of studies, you can easily get a job, whether it's a part time or whether it's a full time, within the duration of 90 days. And if not, then easily you have the opportunity to start with your master's degree. Now, any student going to France for their bachelor's program have the advantage of completing their master's program only in 1 year. But if a student is international student, then definitely you will have to complete your post graduation in 2 years of duration. But also there is another catching point. If a student has a work experience of more than 5 years, then that student can easily complete their master's program in just a duration of 1 year. And that doesn't mean that your 1 year of master's program will not allow you to use your particular documentations, particular degree in any part of the world, because the credit that will be covered in 1 year is sufficient to meet the criteria of a 2 years master's program. Okay, so now let's move ahead with the post study work visa thing. For masters, definitely you are going to get a post study work visa, where you will be provided the duration of 2 years to stay in the country, to understand the professional career in the country, to understand the job market in the country. And if successful candidates get a annual package of 32,000 or more than that, then that particular candidate will be eligible to stay in that particular country, specifically in France, in any part of France, for another 4 years. Now, this 4 years of visa will be known as passport talent visa, which has the duration of 4 years. And after completing this 4 years of duration, a student will be eligible for 5 years of alumni visa, which is a business visa in itself, and this will allow you to work independently. It will allow you to carry forward your entrepreneurship career ahead, and this has the advantage that you can also ask for the PR. Now, if I talk about PR, then you already know that the country is in a very good relationship with India itself. You have already been seeing the updates, recent updates of our respected prime minister who have been to the country, who have built a very good relationship with the country. So definitely any Indian students going ahead, moving ahead to the country, can do wonderful opportunities, can have wonderful opportunities over there. So some of the most famous companies that are present in France is L'Oreal, Capgemini. They have their bases set up there. Chanel is there. Renault is there. All these particular companies have these are the multinational companies and have their base set up in France. Now let's move ahead with some popular courses. We already know the country being so fancy, the country being so astonishingly bright and happy country, we are allowed to do a course in any sort of area, whether it's from a STEM related area, whether it's from the humanities area, or whether it's from the business related area. But yes, France being a top destination for one of the best business schools, you have the advantage and you also have the credibility to complete your further studies in most of the popular courses like international business, information technology, luxury brand management, finance and accounting, marketing management, masters in management, tourism and hospitality is also another very widespread program in the country. So coming up with the durations and tuition fees of the programs, so as I have already mentioned, bachelor's program can last for 3 to 4 years depending on the course that you are going to study. Master's program is usually for 2 years, but yes, there are advantages. If a student is already a France graduate, then that particular student will do their particular post graduation in only 1 year. And if the student is a working professional, has more than 5 years of experience, then that student can complete their particular study of post graduation in just 1 year. Now, tuition fees are very affordable. It ranges from 5 lakhs to 8 lakhs per annum, the average tuition fees. Same goes for master's courses, but yes, if you go for an executive MBA program, the tuition fees can get a bit higher, which is near about 12 lakh rupees per annum, which is again very cheap as compared to other destinations of the world where people are very eager and fond of completing their MBAs. Specifically, if I talk about the USA or Australia or Canada. So yeah, these particular points makes France itself a very wonderful destination in terms of study, in terms of getting a proper job, because even though the country's predominant language is French, but most of the languages and most of the programs are taught in English. So nobody till date have ever found anything difficult, or there has been any complaint from our previous student as well in terms of their survival matters. So definitely, if a student has a low budget, but if you guys want to target one of the best universities in terms of your business program or in terms of your particular research based programs, then you can consider France as your prime destination. Okay, though, so apart from that, the application procedures and everything is very simple. You just have to provide your details and book your slot for a one to one session with us, and we can share the best input the best informations regarding your applications, regarding your accommodations. Yes, if I talk about accommodation, France has another advantageous point is that any student going from any part of the destination or world can claim the government with 30 to 40% of a return of their particular investment done in the accommodation. So yeah, that's another very wonderful point. So yeah, students, if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, please drop down your questions in the chat box. We will try our best to guide you, to help you in any of the doubts, any of the queries that you have. So like moving ahead, we again have another very wonderful destination of Italy. So now, if I talk about Italy, the major point that comes in our mind is that Italy focuses most of their particular programs that are related to STEM. So, STEM is another very important point. If a student is related anyway to any program, whether it's applied science, whether it's agricultural science, whether it's engineering, mathematics, whether it's any program related to the field of biology, can definitely choose and make Italy as their prime destination. The country is itself very good in terms of their research perspectives, because the country has few of the best universities to provide in terms of public education, like if I talk about the advantages provided by the government, that the students are allowed to work part time for a duration of 20 hours. A student can also work part time during their time of vacations, which is the winter and the summer break, which last till up to 40 hours, and they can earn wonderful amount of wages if I talk about the per annum count. So yeah, definitely the procedure of Italy's education is also very simple. But yeah, students find difficulty during the process of visa, but you do not have to worry, because we are always there with you. We are always there to guide you in terms of any perspective difficulties or any perspective doubts that you might find. And also, like, I would now request to it, sir, to move ahead with the session. I think we have covered most of the things now. It's time for you students to ask your queries and to put up the things that you are interested to know. Yes, we are here with a question. Is it easy to apply for visa for France, and what is the process? And tuition fee in public university. Yes, so as I have already mentioned, Hriday, the tuition fee of France is very minimal. If you are a bachelor student, then your tuition fee will range from 5 to 7 lakhs, and if you are a postgraduate student, then it might vary till 12 lakhs, depending on the program that you are intended to go. The visa process of France is also very simple, but yeah, you need to go for a credibility interview with either with the representative of the institution that you have selected with, or it might also be conducted from the person or from the officials of the France embassy. So for that, you will have to visit your nearest France embassy and visa sector. And also, regarding the process of visa, further to that, that is very simple. You will have to book your biometrics, you will have to give your visa slot interview, and that's it. That is the simple process, but you do not have to worry. You can just fill up the form link that I have shared with you, and our experts will get back to you, and we will guide you in your entire process, starting from selection of the universities till your visa process. Even we will help you with the accommodation procedures. So,
There
Swetsa,
is
I am.
there is another question. I think what is the average fees in Italy for masters? So I think it's a unknown, so it has been registered with us. So I think the average fees, if you are planning and if you are from a STEM background, by STEM I mean science, technology, engineering, and mathematical related programs you are planning, then the tuition fees in public universities in Italy, especially universities such as Bologna, Padua, Pavia, this sort of universities, the tuition fees ranges between 1 to 3 lakhs. But yes, it's very highly competitive. So we always recommend students with good academics to start early application if they're really keen to apply for Italy. Which country will be better for engineering in terms of fees and education? Germany or France? So Saif, thank you giving an introduction also. So this is something I will never say country best for which country would be best. Both countries are best in themselves. So now you need to identify what program you are going for and which university you are going for. The main important factor what students do not think or decide is that seeing the course content, which is very important if you are planning for your master's program and even for bachelor's also. So it is not always about cheap, it is always about the best. So we need to see which university is providing us the rightful education and a rightful information. Now, one big example I'll tell you, a lot of Indian top engineering colleges have started providing even the management programs. So I will never recommend any student who is looking for a management program for a top ranked engineering college. So I hope this answer will indirectly give you a lot of information what exactly I like to address. And definitely, so what is the job market in Italy for software developers? So this after this question, we'll try to continue. So definitely yes, as Italy being part of the Europe, a lot of companies like Xiaomi's, like even the Chinese, they have made a base in European market, and a lot of people get a research intense practical experience. That is why the IT people or even any engineering programs have higher advantage while they look out for jobs. The biggest challenge in India we face that even after doing a BTech in India, we do not get any in-hand experience of doing practical work with any organizations. But whereas in overseas, especially in the European universities, 1 year you provide it or are you work with the industry, which helps you to gain experience or also to gain insight regarding what program you are pursued and what you are going to look forward in your future career. So before taking any other questions, I think Manashri, really thank you. I think giving an insight on the countries. It was really interesting even for me to know more information from you. I learned a lot more. I think it will be an eye opener for all of us today. So next, as I was saying, this is a few of the popular courses as Manashri has told about the Italy as a destination. Some of the programs, Italy is not only about design, it's also about programs in engineering also. But yes, if you are targeting the public universities, yes, if you want to study at very less expenses, you also have to keep in your mind, if you are planning for graduation, then you have to score very well in your 12th. If you're planning for your master's, you need to have a graduation percentage of at least a distinction or at least 70% above, as well as there are some extra requirements when you do a one-to-one session. We might be able to provide you information regarding the GRE preparation, which is an aptitude examination, or the GMAT examination, as well as the English proficiency test. So every year, why do we say? We also have learned by seeing the success of our students. We have seen the students who were not planning for these destinations, but are currently doing very well in these destinations. Their initial plans were to go to the common destinations, USA, UK, Australia, these sort of countries. But they have been there and they have done that. They have proved what they are worthy of it. So these stories we have been showing around few students who have been doing very well in their respective fields. And today we are very proud to share few of our stories of the hundreds of students that we have placed in and around the European countries. And currently they are based in Germany. Some of them are in US doing their PhD. Some of them are working with the German Aerospace Center, Siemens Mobile, or even in Canada also. So you can see the vibrance of the programs that we have sent across. It is just because to make all of us understand a country cannot be a best for one program. A country is always best for all programs as well as you get the right institutions that you are targeting for yourself. Right? So the moment you leave India, it's all about the skills that you develop. So that is more important. What you learn and how you implement that. That's what a company or an organization or an industry is looking from you. They're not looking what brand or from where you have studied. A few other destinations, as we are a bit short of time, or as well, we'll not be able to take too many questions. Very popular destinations, Malta, a very rising destination in terms of settling down, as well as the cost of tuition fees. The bachelor's tuition fees can come down to 6 lakhs for 3 years, and you can move to any other 28 countries being part of the European Union. Ireland, though not part of the European Union, but yes, world top 7 pharmaceutical companies are based in Ireland. And Ireland itself is an IT hub. A lot of companies such as Bosch, Intel have big bases, and every year they recruit more than 12,000 to 18,000 students from the universities which are based out in Ireland. So there are very minimal number of universities, only 14 total institutions which recruit international students very globally or in big numbers. Netherlands, yes. When you heard of Netherlands, it's always Amsterdam, right? So there are a lot more cities, very popular tourist destination, but yes, they do have some of the great institutions of the world. So it's always about early applications and early effort, which always gets you good results. It's never the 11th hour application. And even if you have a 95% in your graduation, or even if in your class 12, that easily will help you to get into the right institutions. So, and all the participants who are aspiring or even planning to plan for next year, the earlier you start, the higher is the advantage for you. So with this, the last but not the least, thank you all of you who patiently attended but not viewing us. All the people who have been throughout the session with us. So today we'd like to thank you all to, as we also have got a lot of informations, as it's been an eye opener for all of us. And we as an Admissify been working in industry for more than 8 years, having our pan-India offices, and as well as we have an app platform. You can download the app also from the Google Play Store as well as the iOS Store and provide your informations. And we'll try to reach out as soon as possible so that we can help you with the rightful informations. So we have currently physical offices based out in London, Boston, Guwahati, and New Delhi, and with multiple regional offices around India. So you don't need to reach us out. We will be always easily accessible virtually. And even if you want to meet us physically, these are the physical locations currently available to us. So right now we'll take few more questions and we'll see the questions and the queries we have. I also have shared on the screen few of the numbers. You guys can give us a call if you want us to reach very urgently, or you have few more queries which you think you can't discuss or write it down here. You want to ask us individually, we're always a call away to reach us. With this, thank you. But yes, right now we'll be taking few more questions. Please follow us on our Facebook and Instagram pages to get regular updates and our events happening in and around your city. Which intake is better for Germany? It's Divya Negi, okay? So Germany has majorly two intakes. One is the winter and one is the autumn intake, which is March, April. But we primarily recommend students to always majorly focus, if you're looking for management programs, to go for the fall intake, which is the September, October, because it's a cycle intake. The companies usually visit universities in the month of October, November to the respective universities based out of Germany. So Divya, if you're planning for your higher education and if you're looking for your master's program, you can keep both the intakes open, but it also depends about the university that you are targeting. Not all universities have multiple intakes. Some universities have a single intake and some of them have a multiple intakes also. So just hold on. How much time does it take to create block account, and can we use the amount for later use? And Raj, and okay, just and also how much time to create APS? Students who are planning or aspiring to study in Germany, yes. If you are planning to open a block account, that you can only open after you have an offer from one of the applied universities through us. And yes, APS, which is the academic evaluation of your profile, should at least be started now itself, even if you haven't finalized the universities when you want to apply for. Because the APS process itself takes 1 to 2 months time period. It's a lot of students nowadays are aspiring to study in Germany. So you always recommend students, even if you haven't finalized Germany as a destination, or even if you haven't finalized the universities, still complete your APS process so that when we start the application, we have all the documents handy with us. And for the block account, yes, you can use the money when your visa is granted, when you are in Germany. How much does it cost to go to Germany from India to study? Was to go to Germany. So I'm a little confused about the questions that you're asking me. So are you asking about the flight fares, or you're asking me the total expenditure? So I'll address both the questions. If you talk about the flight fares, the easy connectivity to Frankfurt from Delhi to Frankfurt, or the other cities also, Mannheim and all, there are cities available connecting flights. And usually the flight fares vary between, if you book the flights early, it's between 20 to 35,000, usually one-way fares. And the tuition fees, if you study in public universities, and the public universities have recently introduced the tuition fees as per your eligibility, tuition fees for 2 years won't be more than 4 to 5 lakhs maximum. And if you're studying in a private funded public university, then the tuition fees ranges between 7 to 9 lakhs in total for your master's program. And if it's a bachelor's program, the tuition fees, depending on your scholarship amount you're getting, the tuition fees ranges between 5 to 8 lakhs per year. So, Manasi, would you like to take some questions by when I am answering? One to one.
Everything, I think so. You have covered all the points, but I will request all the students who are still yet to be cleared with their doubts to kindly please fill in the form of the Google link, which I have shared with you all, so that we can fix a one-to-one free counseling session with our country experts and you all. So,
Manasi, I
majorly,
can see. Sorry, Manasi, I'm interviewing. As you have discussed about the
yes,
France,
sir.
there's a question from someone. I don't know. It's the device name Redmi Note 11S. Masters in Hospitality and Tourism program through public university in France are still open for winter session.
Yes, definitely we can try for that. I have already answered to that question, I guess. So students, it will be very much helpful if you keep your names there. Okay, so it is difficult to, address you, but yes, we can definitely try because there are most of the universities which are still open, but the deadlines will be closing soon. So before 15th of July, if students you are still interested, whether it's Italy, whether it's Germany, whether it's France, we can definitely try for this particular session without missing out any of your years in your career. We can put up the applications, we can get you an offer letter, but for that you will have to have a one-to-one counseling session with our experts so that we can discuss about your profile in detail. I hope that is clear to everybody. Please, students, if you are still yet to be left out with any of the doubts, any of the questions that you want to clarify, please fill in the Google Forms link so that we can reach out to you. Our numbers are displayed in the screen. You can take our numbers, directly call us. We will always be there to guide you, to help you at any way and any way out possible. So, Sweeter, you want to add something more because we are
Please, I
running
think
out of
Manasi
time.
has shared an inquiry form in the chat. Anyone who is looking forward will please feel free to fill your details so that we can reach you out and we can arrange a virtual session on a one-to-one basis with the experts, and we should be able to answer your questions or any queries that you have in your mind. Last but not the least, with this I would like to end my session today before I hand over and a close and wind up is that the biggest challenge we all Indians face is that we never give it a try. We never put our effort or at least want to give it. Today, we are giving an eye opener regarding the European Union universities. The main reason for is that to create an awareness, to make people realize, yes, if today we are not able to get the top institutions in India, there are far more higher rank institutions which still you are eligible and can make an effort. Even tomorrow you don't go, you still can put up in your resume or your profile that yes, I did make an effort and apply, and I had some offers from some of the great universities of the world. And so, and in the later stage, even if you can have an option for your PhD also, that program also, if you're planning for that. It doesn't mean if you study abroad, you have to settle down abroad. Qualification and working there and then coming back in India also increases opportunity in the job market also. So with this, I think we can wind up the session. Any more questions? I think, okay. Anyone, any more questions left, right? So I think we can wind up, Manashi.
Yes, sir, definitely. It was a lovely session with all of the students, and thank you for your patience, and thank you for sticking up to us, and thank you for listening to us carefully and putting up your questions and queries. Definitely, all the students who have filled up the Google link of the form, we will reach out to you as soon as possible without missing out any of the things. Thank you so much, and we will be sharing another session's link with you very soon because this is just the beginning, and we will come up with such wonderful sessions which can be used for values and for the knowledge to increase your research abilities and to increase the informations that you have regarding abroad studies. Remember, students, If you can dream, you can also move ahead with the same. With this, we would like to end the session. Thank you everyone for joining and for being patient. We will see you soon again, and we will get back to you soon. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you.